This is Gillian Kelly from Voice Quest, and today I am with my student Matt Gandurski. So Matt is an amazing guitar player, works all the time in Chicago, yeah, but you also sing, right?
Sure.
So you started out basically just as an instrumentalist and then added the singing later?
Correct.
Yeah. So what has been the biggest challenge for you to add singing to what you're doing, to your mix?
To not intellectualize too much,
Mm-hmm.
to come to it from a more internal perspective than approaching it like a math problem, I think. And just getting over various mental blocks, confidence issues, things like that.
Yeah. A lot of singing is psychological. It's true.
For sure.
Tension is our biggest enemy, and whenever we start second guessing ourselves or getting in our heads, usually tension creeps in and works against us. Now, you've been studying with me for what, 3 months now?
Around that, probably
Yeah.
a little longer.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? What's the thing that you've learned, you think, the most from your time here?
I actually have gotten past a lot of the, at least the basic mental blocks of singing loud. I sing a lot louder
Okay.
now. I'm not as afraid to sing loud, I guess. Instead of being mousy and relying on a microphone to do all the work, I'm actually using my own voice and finding my range, finding my voice. Like I said, I've gotten past sort of the basic things, and now it's more specific things that I'm kind of knocking out.
It's interesting to me because you say that you sing louder, but you do it with less effort, correct?
That would be.
Yeah, because there's a real difference between being resonant and having that ping than just being loud.
Yeah.
So this part of your body and all of this efforting is not there.
Right, it's that the notes are coming out now.
Yeah.
Instead of, I think the effort before was sort of a gripping that wasn't, that wasn't letting, it was sort of a safety mechanism to not let a bad note come out. But the idea is they weren't necessarily going to be bad notes.
Right.
So you want to, I've at least loosened it. It's not gone, but it's a lot better. I noticed it even just singing to myself in the car or in the shower or whatever. I noticed that I'm less tense. I let the notes come out, and every once in a while there's a bad one. You just deal with it.
Yeah, well,
it's gone once you do it. So.
Yeah. Well, I've always said there has to be a willingness there to sound bad,
right,
before you can sound good. Because a lot of times when we sing and we build these habits, right? They're habits. I always say there's a difference between what's natural and what's habitual. And we get into these habits and they feel natural to us, right? And the control feels natural. So when you first start releasing that musculature and you're not pushing and not working so hard, it feels scary.
Yeah.
Right.
A little bit.
A little bit scary. But on the other side of that, letting go of that fear and just allowing. I think it's a thing about allowing.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, rather than controlling. And when you allow your body to use the air, to not try to insinuate yourself into the actual singing process physically, that it's much easier and better, and you're able to, it's like sometimes amazing because I hear you sing and there are times when things just come out of your mouth and I can see by the look in your eyes that you're surprised that this kind of thing is coming out. Yeah.
For sure.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it feels good. Singing feels good, I guess, for the first time. And there were times, you have those moments in the past where, before I take any lessons, anything like that, when I might have that night where everything felt and sounded good, but it was hard to recapture. It feels like that's more consistent now, where it's rare that I feel like I need to control everything. I'm letting things come out. And I'm singing out, twice a week at least.
Right.
Thursdays and Fridays, and no issues.